Hello, everybody. Welcome to Building Beautiful Lives. It's our Tuesday night opportunity call, and we're so excited to have a really special guest tonight. Before we get started, first of all, I should introduce myself. My name is Patty White-Eye, and I'm working with Aaron Henley, who is just a fabulous leader. We're so grateful that he's able to come on and help us every single week. But tonight we have a really special guest. We also are having a draw for any guests here that are not market partners. So we are drawing for a 3-piece men's skincare set. This is a pretty big deal, you guys. I was just in another chat, and the women in there were talking about how their husbands get on the skincare and then that's it. They're completely hooked. It's absolutely hands down, like, you know, they're addicted to it. So it's so good. So in order to get in the draw, can you please put your first and last name in the chat and let us know who invited you, because we'd love to see that too. And we'll do the draw as soon as we're done with the evening. Okay, so Aaron said won't ever shave again without using his men's skincare. Yeah, I totally get that. Okay, you guys. Tonight I have the absolute pleasure to introduce you to David Barrett. He's the Men of Monat. And when he got started with this company, actually his wife, Amanda, got started with Monat, and they were a freaking busy family. Like, I'm telling you, she was running restaurants. He was working oil fields. He was doing he said to me tonight, we had a chance to chat tonight, and he told me that he was the last person you wanted to show up on a scene if something went wrong, and he had to come and he had to like clean up everybody's messes. So very busy. It took him away from his family for sometimes a month or more at a time with little kids. And so when Amanda got involved, this became something that was able to bring him home. And he's going to share how Monat has really changed their lives, but the lives of so many other people. And just two more things. They're at the very top rank of our company, and they're $1 Million Club members, which is a huge accomplishment. And we're just so grateful that you're here. So David, I'm going to let you take it away.
Thank you so much for inviting me to your opportunity call. I will say 100%, Aaron is an amazing leader. He's been around all the events we've been at. We've talked. When you get to meet so many people in this business, and I think certain people connect on certain levels when you're all in the same headspace and you want the same things. So thank you so much, Aaron, for inviting me on, and Patty, thank you for introducing me. So I'm just going to lay it out. I'm a pretty straight shooter. I'm pretty straightforward who I am. I'm that crazy Canadian. My wife and I, we are out there. We are fun, excitable people. But it always happens in someone's life where you hit these points where am I going? What really am I doing? And for me, you know, like she was saying, with my job, what I was doing before was I was the last person you wanted to see on a job site. If something went wrong, they flew me and my team in to take care of everything that went wrong. So what happened was, over time, I became the person who became very negative. I became the person who was always finding faults in everything I did, because my job was to find problems. My job was to go to a job site or to an investigation or an explosion, a fatality, whatever it was, and I had to design my team to help me find who caused the problem. So for me, over time, I realized I became so good at my job, and I was being paid extremely well. Multiple 6-figure incomes, working, 25, 30 days out of the month, sometimes $2,000 to $2,500 a day. Sounds great. I didn't come to Monat. We didn't come to Monat for the money. It was about the money. You hear a lot of people who have stories, they were down and out and financial was it. For us, it was sanity. Like, my wife was home with a restaurant, with a photography business, child protection. I'm gone. We have 2 kids under the age of 5. So I'm dealing with everyone's problems. She's home, like, creating a family environment for the kids, had nothing but problems with the restaurant, child protection. Again, another negative business is restaurants, which we had a restaurant. And so, when this opportunity came up for us, it came down to a phone call from a friend, Amy Murphy. So Amy had contacted Amanda because we had a photography company as well, we're on our way to Houston to shoot this wedding. And all of a sudden the phone rings while we're walking across the pedway, getting onto this plane. Okay. And if you know Amy, Amy's basically like, oh my God, you guys, like, I just got this really cool opportunity. Just give me your credit card number. I'm going to sign you up and you're just going to do it. And we're like, what are you talking about? What opportunity? She goes, you're going to sell shampoo. And I'm like looking at Amanda. She looks at me. She goes, it's Amy. Like, what do you want me to say? I'm like, I don't know. Tell her to send you the information. We'll look it over on the plane. We land in Houston. We'll talk to her. Like, we're on the plane. We got to go. So we're trying to take off. And she's like, I need your credit card number. If you don't sign up now, you're not going to have an opportunity to get founder with the company. We're in pre-launch. So we took that opportunity and said, okay, Amy's going nuts about it. We kind of want to get on our plane. Just give her the credit card number. We'll figure it out when we land in Houston. So we get to Houston, and I don't know what she sent me. It was like, I'm like, oh, what are we going to be in a pyramid scheme or something? Like, what is this stuff? And next thing you know, it's kind of like, I knew nothing about MLMs. I knew nothing about network marketing. All I know is we're going to shoot a wedding. Then I have to do a fatality investigation report in a court for 2 weeks, come back, look after the restaurant. I'm not paying attention to shampoo, okay? Amy is 100% a rock star. And so we get home after all that's done, and we're looking through it. And I'm like a numbers guy. So I like looking at, numbers, and I like looking at stats. That's kind of who I am. Like, I'm like that sports guy, technical guy. So I'm starting looking at them like, this compensation plan looks pretty cool. This can't be real. This can't be a real thing. But at this time, you have to understand the pressure that was on our family. I'm gone for multiple months at a time. My wife is home with 2 kids and all that going on. There's a snowstorm. There's a picture of me. I'm actually in Houston in a really warm weather, and I'm, doing a training exercise on there, teaching a bunch of people how to do high angle fall rescue. And my wife sends me a picture, and it's a 4.5-foot shovel in a snowbank, and all you could see was the handle. She then sends me another picture of her crying. The kids are sitting in a snowbank under 5 while she's trying to shovel her way out to get to this restaurant. It was the absolute lowest of low for her. And I remember being in Houston, and I'm like, there's nothing I can do for her right now. I can't do anything. All the money in the world wouldn't solve our problems because she's still miserable. She's at home doing what she loves to do, but not what she loves to do. Trying to be a mom, but having to run a restaurant, having to deal with businesses. I'm not there. So the first 2 months go by, and I'm like, man, we're putting all this extra effort into this Monat we knew nothing about, and we're still trying to figure things out. And I'm still thinking this, like, this, someone's going to like take money out of my account and I'm going to lose everything. It's like a pyramid scheme. I didn't even know what a pyramid scheme was. I just knew that there's some money going somewhere and I don't know what's happening. So then I start getting educated on it by other people. No, man, listen, it's not about, like, this is what it is. You get a product, you're cutting out the middleman. I'm like, okay, it is what it is. Sure. So the first 2 paychecks, I'm like, congratulations, Amanda. You just wasted about 40 hours of your first 2 weeks. And the first paycheck was $240. And remember, at this time, when we started, there was no products. We're selling in Canada with no products because there was none available for us to disperse to anybody or share with anybody. So we're selling a product that didn't exist. So she's talking to everybody. I'm trying to convince people, hey, listen, we got this great thing going on. We're selling shampoo. And people are like, shampoo, Dave? What are you talking about, man? Like, shampoo? I'm like, man, it's amazing. So we're trying to push everything. And after the first 4 months, I'm like, okay, you know what, Amanda, this isn't working. This is not what we signed up for. We can't do this. She's like, look at my paycheck. I'm like, okay, another $300. Oh, wait, $1,800. Hold on a second here. 1,800. Okay, not so, okay, that's pretty good. Then 6 months goes by. The paycheck was much more than that. And I'm like, okay, now you got my attention. There's some traction happening here. Then I see the company developing and I meet new people. We go to our first event we went to was in Seattle. And when I went to Seattle, that kind of like when I met, Aaron's wife, Roxy. I met Tony Van Chorn. I met all these like, Monat celebrities. Okay. And I meet the owner of the company and I'm like, man, these people are amazing. Like, this is really something. This isn't fake. This is real. And so basically from that time going forward and where we started to develop, we hit founder, we hit emerging founder, we got to MDC, everything at our own pace. Okay. I wouldn't say we're the most exponential couple because we like to enjoy our life. Our whole thing wasn't financial. Our thing was we wanted to be happy. For some people, it's all financial. I need to make all kinds of money. I want to just save all my money, and I want to sit and be financially healthy. Well, for my wife and I to be healthy, we need this up here to be relaxed. I'm super comfortable where we're at. We live a very modest life for what we've done with Monat, but I no longer have to go to a job. Neither does she. We get to talk to amazing people. We get to travel the world. Next couple of weeks, we're going to be in Ireland. We're going to be in France. We're going to be in Italy. Just saying, right? That might be a little bit for Monat or not, but I'm saying there's tons of opportunity to travel. This company's growing. Our kids get to experience so many things. We took our kids to Dominican with us. Like, we were down there in the Dominican for that Dominican trip, and we decided to stay an extra 2 weeks. Why? Because we could. Now we're pulling our kids out of school. We're going to homeschool them for a year. We just bought a motorhome. Don't ask me why. We just bought a 35-foot motorhome, and we're going to travel across the US. So if you can see where we were, 7 years ago, where it was, I'm flying all over the world, doing different jobs. She's at home, stressing out, building a business. And it was friction in the beginning because neither one of us were educated on MLMs. We never did them before. We knew nothing about them. You get the right team, you get the right person, you bring them to the right table, you get educated on how this business works. And man, there's a lot of reward, and it's not just financial. Don't think of this as don't think this is your first thing as a financial reward, because it's much more than that. I've seen personal growth. I've seen people develop into amazing leaders. I've seen people come together as groups and find other people that are so much like them, the money didn't even matter. But because you were surrounded by the right people, the right team, the people who are just like you, your business grew exponentially because they wanted to be with you. They wanted to help you grow. And that's what this is about. So when you hear other people talking about, oh, it's just another one of those businesses, it's not. It's much bigger than that. It's a bigger picture. This can be whatever you want it to be. It can be your diaper money for the month, or it can be the replacement to bring your husband home from a job that he doesn't want to go to, or it can make you feel comfortable and proud about doing something for yourself just to get out there and meet new people. There's so much more than that. And I can 100% say, if it wasn't for Monat, I would probably have had a stroke or a heart attack by now, dealing with the people I had to deal with. When you're talking about working for corporations, you know what it's like in a corporation if you've been there. You're being told what to do. Even though I was a consultant in a high level position, I was reporting to the guys with the money. They didn't want to hear anything else but, did you do it? Who was at fault? And it was just a really negative environment. And this environment is whatever we want it to be. We surround ourselves by positive people. We surround ourselves by like-minded people. And you know what? Don't ever try to compare yourself in this business to another person in this business. You set your own goals and what you want to achieve out of this. You figure out what it is you actually want. You're the only one that matters in this business. You work with the right team, you can achieve what you want. Don't worry about getting there as quick as you can. Worry about getting better day over day and bettering yourself every time with this business, and you'll be successful. Okay. Someone like my wife and I, my wife can't sell. She's a terrible salesperson. Like, I mean, bad, but she can build relationships. People love my wife. She's amazing to be around. She's funny. She can get along with anybody that you put in the room with her. And those are the people you want to run with. Those are the people you want to be surrounded by, because there's nothing more in life than food, friends, and family. Those are my three things. And this allows me to do this every day. I'm basically a really highly paid stay-at-home dad who gets to hang out with cool people. Like, there's nothing better than that. Okay. And it's allowed me to see some amazing things, do amazing things, and we're still growing. We are in such the infancy stage of this business. So people think, oh, well, you've already been around for 7 years. I missed the opportunity. That's not even true. Wait till we hit Asia. Wait till we hit the other parts of Europe. Wait till we hit South America. Like, we are so small right now. And they're saying the Asian market, when that kicks in, it's gonna basically dwarf the US. Like, just think about that. If we're doing this well now, man, there's so many opportunities. I get goosebumps sometimes thinking about it. That sounds kind of cheesy, but it's the truth. And when you go to these events, if you can get yourself to a Road to Success or to a Monations or to a group where everyone around you is wanting the best for themselves and the best for the people around them, just the energy in the environment is so refreshing, and it's great. So again, take advantage of the opportunity, talk to whoever brought you here, who referred you here, find out as much as you can about the business and make sure it's the right choice and decision for you and run with it. Don't look back, because if I had to look back, I'd be still flying all over the world, miserable, unhappy. And my wife and I probably would be, in and out. What if our relationship was even together, because it was so much stress? Figure out what's important to you, figure out what you want out of this, and do it.
Oh, that was awesome. And I related to so many things you said. The ability to have some control over your time is amazing. But like you said, this can be whatever you want it to be.
100%.
So it's honestly, truly, I believe in my heart of hearts, it is the best opportunity going, really, honestly. Yeah. Okay, you guys, thank you so much. If you have any questions, can you guys just drop them in the chat right now if you have any questions for David to answer? And Aaron said, I knew David Barrett is an amazing person to listen to. I knew that too. I've listened to him before too.
We learn fast, right, Aaron?
You guys, we are going to do a draw. So if you haven't put your first and last name in the chat yet, make sure you do that. And I'm going to let Aaron have a chance to speak a little bit here before we do the draw. So that'll give anybody a chance to drop their name in if they haven't done so yet.
Okay, and so I have to say it again. It's like I'm talking to different people, and I'm like, I don't know why I thought of you, Dave, but I just knew. I never heard you tell your story, but I knew. By the way, Dave is also follically blessed, like I am, and he is a master recruiter. I don't understand the skill he's got, but he's got a skill to help his wife get people, and then his wife obviously was a master at getting them signed up and helping them run their business and things like that. But the combination of that couple was amazing, and I've seen them over the years, and I just love hearing the story. And what Dave described more than anything is exactly why we're on this call. So I don't even know how much I want to go into my own personal story, but I just want to reiterate that Dave is telling you at the end of the day, the important thing to think about in your life. There are people who I was in a leadership summit last week, Sunday through Wednesday or Thursday, whatever it was. And I was sitting there, had the opportunity to sit with somebody who is a powerhouse couple in this business. And we ended up talking in a conversation, the husband and I, who both work the business, and we were talking about the success, and he's got this strategy, and he's talking to the waiter about how does the waiter make $1 million and this and that. He's talking about all this success stuff, and then he said, "What about you, Aaron? How do I help you make more money and do more with the money you've got?" And I said, there is two different versions of success here.
Yeah.
Like the money that I make and the life that I want to lead I want whatever is the best version of the life that I want. Right. So Dave was describing a really complicated life that would have put his family at risk and all kinds of things. And he said, this is something that got them away from that. It changed the trajectory of a life that they had no idea that there was another life out there, I suspect, that they needed to find a plan to get to that life. You know what I mean? I didn't know how important Monat was to my life until it was the most important thing I ever experienced in my life. Okay. It gave me the opportunity to quit my corporate job and spend the last 2 years of my wife's life working side by side with her, loving on her, and loving on our grandkids. It's a gift that I didn't know I needed. And that's the funny thing about your life, guys, is you don't know what you might need in your life. You don't know. You know right now if your life is complicated and hectic and not that version of your life that you believe that you wanted it to be. And I'm telling you, there is a possibility out there. And this is a risk-free opportunity to explore it and see if you can go. And when you recognize you want to go after the best version of your life, I'm asking you guys, run. Start sprinting towards the best version of your life. You will love yourself and your life so much when you get there. All I want you to do, and all I want in this business, to be honest with you, and why I work this business and why I show up on these calls, is because I would just love to see one person on this call make a decision to run after the best version of their life today. Be influenced by any of the speakers that we got here today, Patty, Dave, myself, and make that change in your life. And if you guys can do that, I feel like I'm living the best version of my life again. So that's where I'll leave you. Patty, back to you.
Thank you so much for sharing, Aaron. We always appreciate you sharing your story and how Monat has been such an incredible, it was such an incredible blessing for you to have those years with Roxy, right? It's so funny, you guys. I was just thinking about this. So Aaron, you lived in a really complicated situation where you guys were in 2 different countries. Dave and Amanda were in a really complicated situation. My husband and I have lived like that twice now over our marriage, where he was like 7 hours away from me, and then another time where he was 9 hours away from me. Like, people do what they have to do to try and have a better life, but then you have to balance, is the money worthwhile, or is the time what is it you want? What do you want your life to look like? Just like Aaron said. So thank you for sharing. That's awesome. Okay, you guys, we're going to do a draw, and I have a wheel, and I'm going to spin the wheel.
One thing I want to add, just so you guys really, there's a lot of people who come to these calls and look at the opportunity, and they think I'm just going to show up just because someone told me to come here. There's a reason why they referred you to come to this call. There was something that they seen in you that made them think, you know what, either the opportunity is good for them, or I want them on my team because there's something about them that's gonna blossom. If you were sent here and you're still unsure about, the questioning or what this really is, take that time to ask the person who sent you here, why did you ask me to show up? Ask the questions. If there's anything that you need answered, get them to tell you exactly what it is that you want to know. Because like anything, this is new to a lot of people. Ask the questions to make sure that this is a good fit. And it probably is if they referred you here. Don't hesitate to ask questions, and don't ever feel like you're in a rush, but make a decision based on what you feel. It has to be right.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for all your wisdom. Okay, you guys, I did the wheel spin. We've got a winner. I don't know if you can see it. I can't see myself on the screen at all. So Claudia is the winner. Congratulations. That's awesome. And we are going to wrap it up just by saying, make sure you get back with the person who invited you, just like David said. And we do this again every Tuesday night. We always have somebody new on, and the stories are, I promise you, they will inspire you regardless of what decision you make, in whether you decide to join Monat or not. These people are going to inspire you to make some really good decisions for your life and to move your life forward. So thank you everybody for showing up. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, David. We really appreciate you. And we'll see you guys again.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.